As I was just telling Naima, astrology is one of those things that you have to practice. It's a daily thing. So you can't come and do one class and do one session and think that all of a sudden you got it, you know your chart, and that's it. No, ma'am. It is a daily thing that you have to look at and listen to, and also combine it with the stuff that is going on anyway. So for the most part, astrology should be confirmation to you. If you are living in alignment to yourself, or either working towards the goals and things that you say you really want, then when y'all come to these group classes, it's about confirmation, okay? Confirmation first, and then second, homework, right? You should be coming so you can know what it is that you need to be studying for the month, right? We're 2 days away. Well, not quite 2 days, about a day and a half from Sagittarius season, which means we're shifting from this dark transmutation energy and transformation energy and all these fears and all these, not trusting things. We're shifting out of that into a celebration time. Okay, that's what literally Sagittarius season is. It's a time of celebration. To celebrate what? Your year, what you've done, right? The accomplishments that you've gone through. But as well as it's also a time period for you to really set a foundation and really put into perspective the things for 2023. Okay, and because 2023 is going to be one of the best years that we've had in a very long time. Okay, this right here is going to be the class that we're going to really get into, like what things that you do need to be really looking forward to. What are some spaces where you have been like critically judgmental of yourself, right? What are some of the ways in which you have been sabotaging yourself for relationships and, business deals and, just all that kind of stuff? What have you been literally doing? So we're going to get into those topics. And what we're going to start off with, as we always start with every class, we're going to start off with the basics of Sag. We're gonna go through and where you are judgmental. So meaning like when I ask you guys where your Sagittarius placements are, that's where you are the most judgmental of yourself. So we're gonna start there. Okay, then we're gonna move into the basics of Jupiter. All right, and then talking about your expansion axis or your expansion places. So where you have Jupiter in your chart is where you're being asked to expand. And the reason why that's important is because the expansion places is how you get to your gifts and your talents, how you use those things to get everything that you want. So when we talk about Jupiter and where your Jupiter placements are, we're going to be talking about where you are expected to expand. Okay. Then we're going to go into, of course, the new moon is going to be on tomorrow. And because it's coming in for some of y'all and for the rest of us, it's going to be, coming in on Wednesday. So depending on where you are living, but within the next couple of days, because we're going to go fully into Sagittarius tomorrow. And then between tomorrow and Wednesday, we're going to be in the new moon of Sagittarius. So we're going to talk about what that chart looks like, because the new moon gives us the outlook for the month. Okay. The full moon gives us what we are celebrating, what we have changed, what we have accomplished. That's what we do for the full moon. But for the new moons is to look at what we're expected to do for the whole month. Okay, so we're going to look at the new moon chart. We're going to look at what your homework is for the new moon. Then we're going to go into one of my, favorite things that I want to talk about that's going to help us have the best year. Is Jupiter in Aries. Okay, now Jupiter did turn itself into Aries early in this year, but then it went back into Pisces for a good month. Okay, so that's where we are now. We're in the Jupiter Pisces, the whole dreamy space, still in the escapism and all those things, but it's going to be shifting back into Aries, back into the celebration, back into the getting ready, and getting all your ducks in a row for what we need to do for 2023. So we're going to talk about that. And then of course I can't let y'all go without us talking about the medical part of this. Y'all know the medical part is what I love the most. I got to tell you where it's going to affect your body. Okay, where does this Sagittarius / Gemini stuff, what part of the body does it send out signals to let you know what you need to be working on? Okay, so like for example, Aries, when you have headaches, that means you're not listening to yourself. You're moving too fast, but you're not slowing down, right? So we're going to talk about the axis of Sagittarius and Gemini. Why Gemini? Because Gemini is the back door to Sagittarius, all right? And then we're going to end up with our group discussion. The group discussion is just us talking about what are some ways in which you have discovered in this time period, definitely coming out of the Sagittarius season, right? What have you discovered about yourself as it relates to ways in which you have sabotaged, certain aspects of yourself, right? Your bigness. Where have you shrunk or choose to play small right? Because of certain, different things. What have you done? Okay. You can choose to share or not. It don't matter. If you don't want to share, it's okay. I'll share my stuff. I don't mind being transparent and putting my stuff out there. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to finish out with our group discussion. And if you guys have any questions, depending on the time frame, then I'll open up the floor and then we can have some personal questions about things in your chart. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. I see only half of y'all are here. It's another maybe 10 of y'all is missing. So y'all can come in when you guys are ready to come in. Okay. Let's see who said something in the chat. Sherry says, hey. Jamaica says, hi. And let's see. All right. Stacey says, good evening, everyone. Erica says, hi. Hi, Erica. All right. So let's get into screen share. Close, share. All right, so you can go down to. All right, so I posted this on Facebook today just to kind of give you guys some like indication, right, of what we are doing, right? So of course we're saying goodbye to this Scorpio season and we're saying hello to the Sag season, right? But with that being, where you have Sag in your chart is where you tend to be extremely judgmental and hard on yourself. Why? Because you're realizing that you need to use your tools, okay? Some of this stuff, astrology being number one. A lot of y'all say, oh, I love astrology, but you only look at it when things are going bad, or you only look at it when you want a new boo, or you want a new job, or you want something. Whatever it is, when you want something, that's when you want to look at astrology. And it's meant for it to be a practice. It doesn't matter whether or not you choose Western or sidereal. You can combine them, separate them, don't matter, okay? Human design, all of these are still tools and necessary things to get you to look at yourself, to go inside. So when you go inside, you can hear yourself. We just got off a vow of silence for our last class. We did 24, 48 hours. All these things is because it's very important for you to listen to yourself. And when you tap into your tools, your spiritual tools, your spiritual practices, is for you to go inside so you can hear yourself, so you can motivate, right? And through that motivation, that's what's going to allow you to not play small. It's going to remind you that you are bigger than life, right? You huge in comparison to sometimes of the things that you allow yourself to have access to. So if you start to listen to yourself more and motivate yourself more, then you won't be afraid. You will take those bold movements that you need to make sure that you are doing what you need to do, the creativity that you need to tap into, the land of make-believe. Okay, we learned it as a child to make believe. And even if y'all just watch some of the kids on TikTok, look at what these kids are doing. Look at how they're talking to us, right? They are running circles around us. Why? Because they are not afraid to believe in something that's bigger than them, okay? They are bigger than life. So if you can learn from anything, learn from the fact that Sagittarius is Jupiter and is led by the Jupiter energy, which is all about being big, okay? So that's why I titled this, the energy is, you got to think big, bitch, okay? This is a think big time, all right? Y'all know the sound. I've been talking about that sound for the last couple of months, okay? So that sound has a lot to do with the energy that the universe is asking us. And that's another thing that I love to do with astrology. I love to separate the bodies from the sounds and allow that to let me tap into deeper things, right? So when I hear that guy talking about, you know what I'm saying, you thinking small, why is it just so happened that this sound bite has come out during these last couple of months? Because it's the universe talking to us. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. The universe will use whomever, whatever it needs to get you to understand that the importance of your life is to not play small, is to go big, okay? So we're going to talk nothing about all the bigness is what this whole class is about, okay? So with that, I want you guys to understand that with the bigness means that we have to celebrate. So I want y'all to use the Sagittarius axis and this month to celebrate. No, being in the spaces of, man, I wish, I made this mistake, or I wish I had did this. No, it's not about that. Even when we get to the end and I ask you guys, what are some ways in which you sabotage yourself? That's not to be down on yourself. It's to understand that this was an area where you could have played big and you chose, it was a choice that you chose not to do it. So that's it. It's no regrets, because we're still in a space where we can do better. We can do more. So we don't have no regrets. Everything we do in life only gets us to where we're going. Okay. So just know that this is what we're going to be doing today. Okay. Tapping into this energy so that you can understand that these are tools that you need to be using all the time. All right. All right. So let's get into part one. Well, let's go over what we're going to talk about again today. So level one or part one, the basic aspects of Sag and your judgmental placements. Part two is the basic aspects of Jupiter and where you need to expand. Part three is going to be the new moon in Sag, the chart and the Sag season and the lessons that you need to learn and what you need to work on. Part four is going to be Jupiter going direct in Aries and thinking big. And then the last part is going to be the medical astrology, the respiratory axis, and then the group discussion. All right, so part one. Sagittarius. All right. So anytime we're talking about Sag, this is what we're talking about, okay? Sagittarius is a fire sign, okay? The symbol of it is centaur or half man, half horse, okay? The archer, you know, when you see that, you know, why is the archer? Why the bow and arrow? Because it's about shooting straight. Okay, you got a point, you got somewhere you got to go, get there. Okay, the ruling planet is Jupiter. That's why we're talking about Jupiter today. It's the ruler of the 9th house. The mode is immutable. Okay, so anytime we're talking about Sagittarius, we are talking about our spiritual practices. So one of the things that I want you guys to be thinking about is what do you do daily for a spiritual practice? Okay, do you pray? Do you meditate? How do you start your day off? Okay, because it's really important to know how you want to set the trajectory of your day. Meaning that if you wake up and the moment you wake up, if you grab your cell phone, you grab your computer, you've already messed up. Okay, you've messed up because you didn't set the energy for the day. It's very important to do that because that's part of being big, is to tell your day like, hey, you know, anytime I'm having sessions, I read who I'm going to have a session with and I put that into my day. I'm going to have a great session with Mitzi. I'm going to have a great session with Naima. We're going to talk about all the things they need to do, get in alignment. And this session is going to be successful for them and for me because we are both mirror reflections of each other. So I put this energy in the day in my clients, even before I talk to them, right? And not just that, I put it into myself too, saying that this is going to be a good day for me. Everything that happens today is going to allow me to learn something about myself so that I can be better. So everything that's going to happen today is for my good. It's going to be a positive day. Even if things tend to not go the way I want them to go all the way, I know it's going to be a great day for me. So every day, the first 20 minutes of your day should be set in that mode. It should be set in you having some type of spiritual practice. Like I say, it can be meditation. It could be you sitting in silence. You don't even have to say nothing. Okay. You can say for the first 20 minutes, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just wake up and just breathe. Okay. Understand this is very important to you not being very judgmental. Okay. So let's go through some of the judgmental places. So I want y'all in the chat room to tell me where your Sagittarius energy is. Okay. So tell me if you got a planet in Sag. Tell me what you got in the Sag, you know, the planet that you have in Sag, and then tell me what house is in if you have Sagittarius in your houses. Okay. So let me run through them while y'all are doing it. So we're talking about judgment, right? We're talking about where you have Sag is where you have judgment. So if you got Sag in the first house, because the first house rules your appearance and it deals with how you show up in the world, that means you judge yourself and your appearance. Okay, you are critically judgmental sometimes of your appearance. All right, always thinking that, you know, you got to change your wardrobe, but this ain't right, or, you know, even when you put something on, you're not comfortable with it because you can tend to judge yourself, especially when you have not activated your spiritual practice for the day. So that's the basis of it. Now, if you've set your tone for the day, then you are less judgmental of where your Sagittarius placements are. You got Sag in the second house. You can be judgmental of your money and your foundations and where you are. The second house is the foundational place. It is a house of values. So you're constantly being critical of your values or your value system. If you got Sag in the third house has a lot to do with your mind. So you're constantly being critical of your thoughts. Your thoughts are judgmental of yourself and people or whatever you're dealing with. You can tend to be judgmental in that third placement, or AKA in your thoughts in your mind. That you got Sagittarius in the 4th house, the house of the mothering energy or the house of the home. You can tend to be very judgmental of the house. You can be very judgmental of your mother or the parental energy that you've had, mom, dad, you know, siblings, all of that. You can be judgmental, or you can come from a placement where you received a lot of judgment. So it's a natural thing for you to be so judgmental. Okay. If you got Sag in the 5th house, Sag in the 5th house, that's the stage, right? So you don't want people to judge you. So because you don't want to judge you, you tend to not want to show up, all right? You hide because you don't want that, because you may have grew up with, you know, trying to do certain things, and because you was, you know, attempting to go at these things, people was judging you. So now you're running from this energy, okay? If you got Sag in the 6th house, especially when it comes down to dealing with other people, your co-workers, people that you work with, you can tend to be judgmental, okay? Or judgmental of your body, because the 6th house also rules your workout plan and what your physical body look like. So being judgmental of that. If you got Sagittarius in the 7th house, then you can tend to be judgmental of your relationships, or you can tend to have partners that are constantly judging you, okay? So you're constantly going through this back and forth judgment thing when it comes down to the relationship dynamic. If you have Sagittarius in the 8th house, right? The house that sits inside with Scorpio, you can tend to also have a fearful place, and you're constantly judging energy, right? So when people come to try to support you, then you're judging it, you know what I'm saying? Or thinking that people are going to show up to harm you or do things to you. You got a fearful placement. That is the judgment energy, right? If you got Sagittarius in the house of Sagittarius, sometimes when, again, this is when you are not activating your daily practices, when it comes down to making moves and traveling, you are judgmental of that, right? You're judgmental. I don't want to go there because I heard this about that. I don't want to go over here because I heard this about that. Okay. So when it comes down to you expanding, you got some excuse. You always complaining about your expansion or the potentials for that. All right. If you have Sagittarius in the 10th house where Capricorn sits, you can be judgment of your money. You could be judgmental of the energy and dealing with your legacy. So meaning the house of the 10th house is a lot to do with the father energy too. So this could also mean having a judgmental father, okay? Or coming from the masculine dynamic of dealing with judgmental energy in that realm of your legacy, right? Or judgmental of your children, judgmental of your family dynamic. Don't even want to go hang out with your family, right? A lot of that energy. If you have Sagittarius in the house of the Aquarius dynamic, now you're judgmental about liking people, okay? When you have Aquarius and that Sag come together is what we often say, I don't like dealing with people, but you have to deal with people. So how you gonna judge them and not want to deal with them at the same time, right? So it keeps you from reaching out to have the philanthropist energy that you need to have, starting things because you feel like everything is a judgmental space, right? You're judging the energy that you can really provide as it relates to helping people and helping groups of people. If you have Sagittarius in the 12th house, now we're looking at this whole energy about helping people or wanting to help people, but being judgmental of the people. So it's like going over there and helping somebody, but then you complaining about doing it. You feel like you want to do it, but at the same time, it's like, oh, I'm going over here to help them. And last time I helped them too. Like I keep helping them, right? So it's being judgmental of the energy. Why? Because when you have sat in that 12th house, right, and you have done your work for the day, then you're going to go and give the energy that you need to give, but you're not going to be as judgmental because you know you're showing up to be the teacher and the student, which that's the other aspect of Sagittarius, right? So when it's not being judgmental, you understand that everything about it has everything to do with you first learning and then teaching something, okay? So that's the reason why there's no room for judgment. It's only room to learn, and then you're supposed to share what you learn, because when you share what you learn, it helps you to be even a better student yourself, right? One of the things I tell people all the time, especially when they're dealing with their children, if you want your child to learn, instead of constantly having to, be like, baby, sit down and learn this, tell them to teach you. If you want your babies to learn their ABCs, you don't have to keep going at them about their ABCs. Tell them to teach you the ABCs and watch what happens. Mama, come on, draw the A. Okay, mama, this is A. Okay, mama, do the B, do the B. And what you're doing is you're not only allowing yourself to always remain in a teacher-student perspective, but realizing that in order for you to expand, you can't just keep learning everything and being afraid to share it. Okay, that's part of shrinking. That's part of the Sagittarius dynamic that makes you judgmental, meaning that you know you're supposed to teach wherever you got Sag is where you're supposed to learn that thing and teach that thing. But because you're so judgmental of yourself or judgmental of that aspect, then all you want to do is keep learning, but you don't want to regurgitate. You don't want to help out. You don't want to share that thing. Okay. So let me look at what y'all got in the Sag placements. All right. Let's you're the first ones I see soon as I open them up. Sag in the 9th, Mercury, Venus, Neptune, all in Sag. You forgot the sun. Oh, you said Sagittarius sun in the 9th. Okay, yes. So all of that. So that means, let me just use you for an example. So without your spiritual practice being activated, having Sag and Mercury means that you are sometimes judgmental in your communication, meaning that you judge yourself, how you speak. And sometimes when people are talking to you, you also a judgment of that, right? So let's use it and move it into the Venus perspective of it. Sometimes you are judgmental in love and how you give your love and how you receive it, right? You want it, but sometimes it's like when you are not in your alignment, when you're not understanding how powerful and you are living in your bigness, then you shrink. And part of your shrinking is to doubt the love that's coming in. Not only doubt the love that's coming in, doubt that the ways in which you show up in love may not be enough. Okay, so Neptune has everything to do with your dreams, right? So now it's about when you get those dreams coming in, you judging the dreams, right? This is supposed to mean this, but I don't know if that's what that means. So now you want to discount the dreams, not listening to your actual vibration, because the dream state is where you definitely get a lot of downloads. But if you are not in alignment, if you are not in your spiritual practice and balance, then when those dream states come in, you don't trust them. You judge them. I don't know if that was true. I don't know if that was what I was really supposed to be, listening to. So I'm gonna just dismiss it. So happen to dismissing your things. So you having so much Sag energy, this is going to be a powerful time for you. You already know this is your birthday time, and because it's your birthday time, all Sagittarius, especially if any of y'all that's on this call, understand that your Sagittarius is your portal. It is your Jupiter portal where you're supposed to be boom, expanding, allowing yourself to get everything. Okay, but if you are judging it so hard, you're not gonna let it come in. You're gonna shrink. And if you shrink, Jupiter ain't gonna mess with you, because Jupiter don't like shrinkage. Okay, it only wants space. So that means you have to also let go of a lot of the energy that you're holding on to, which is what we were supposed to do in this whole Scorpio season, right? So you got 2 days left. You got today and tomorrow to disconnect from some of this stuff, so that when Jupiter comes in full force, you can start doing your spiritual practices every day to allow yourself to be in a clear state of mind to say, okay, Jupiter, I'm ready to receive. Okay, just using Leslie as that energy. Let me go up a little bit. Okay, Jamaica, Neptune. So you heard what I said, Jamaica, to Leslie about Neptune. All right, same for you. All right, 2nd house, Neptune and North Node. Okay, Stacy. So all right, Neptune. We know what Neptune is. And then especially when we're talking about 2nd house has a lot to do with your money, right? So if you are not listening to your dreams and you're being so judgmental of yourself, you're going to dismiss your dreams, and your dreams are coming to help you to expand your money house, right? You want more money? You want to understand how to get more money? Listen to your dreams. You should have a dream journal. Okay. So when you wake up, don't grab that phone, because it's going to zap all of that energy. Wake up, write it down, and use your dream state to allow you to see how you can get more foundational to that 2nd house, so you can expand it, especially with it being your North Node, right? Because that North Node energy is about how you're supposed to be processing in this life, meaning that this whole life, if you want to know how to get to happiness on a faster scope, use your North Node. Live in your North Node. So whatever your North Node is, if you can just dismiss your sun sign for a minute, all right? Because we live too much in the sun sign and we ain't shining bright enough to be always operating the sun sign. So dismiss that for a second. Whatever your North Node is, if you can step into that North Node and embody that that's going to get you to your happiness the fastest. Why? Because North Node clears the karma, which is the South Node. Okay, so look at where your North nodes are, and especially if you have North Node dealing with the Sag energy, then know that you should be operating as a Sagittarius most of your life. Okay, most of the times you want to do something, step into the Sagittarius energy. You got me, Stacy? All right, Neptune, y'all, a lot of y'all got this Neptune. Okay, Neptune and third house. Third house is your mind, Sherry. So watch what you're saying to yourself. Watch how the judgments that you say to yourself, the spiritual practices daily. And me and you just had a session, so we already talked about this. But the spiritual practice is going to keep you in alignment to what it is that you know you need, okay, when it comes down to that third house. Keeping your mind together and allowing your dreams to really open up, right? Open you up on what you need to create. Third house is mental, but it's also creativity because it's Gemini, okay? So it wants to create with that stuff, all right? Naima, Saturn, Uranus, and fourth house. So I already said Uranus, so you already got the Uranus. You know what that is. Saturn is structure, okay? So stop being judgmental of yourself when it comes down to structure. Just do it. If it ain't working, revamp it. Redo it again, okay? Because sometimes you'll do it, and then you'll get into judgment spaces of it, and then it'll get so overwhelming to you, you'll want to disconnect from it. And when you disconnect from it, what is it going to affect? Your fourth house. It's going to affect the household in which you live in. So not only are you now judgmental of your structure and all that kind of stuff, now you also, you know, real judgmental of the spaces that you live in. Now the house don't feel as comfortable because it's all internal. The body, the physical body, and the spiritual body, or this body and your house body is the same. So however you feel here is going to in turn start to make how you feel about the house that you live inside of, okay? So making sure that you're not over being too judgmental of the structure. Just rework it. You got space to rework it, do that, okay? North Node and Neptune, we talked about that, and Sagittarius. So Gina, yours and what I just said to Stacy is the same, all right? Y'all should be friends. If y'all ain't already friends, because y'all might be. If y'all not, you got a buddy, okay? All right, Marcel, Venus. I said Venus and I said Mercury because you already know you and your wife. This is where y'all connect. Okay, so same thing. You could same judgmental in love spaces and not allowing yourself to have love, okay, or having the love but not receiving it all the way. You got something to say about it. All right. Same thing with dealing with the Mercury. Be mindful of how you judge your words and how you judge yourself and how you speak. And the fact that it's in the first house, so it's definitely going to affect how you show up, meaning like your overall energy, okay? Being Sag in the first house has a lot to do with that energy, okay? Not judging yourself, like just going for it. Going big or go home, all right? Missy Sag in the 9th house and in the 10th house. Okay, so it's cascading. So anytime we got doubled up aspects, all that means is last life you didn't get the Sagittarius thing all the way. So you had to double back up, you had to get 2 doses this time, right? I got that. I got it in Virgo. So obviously I didn't understand the Virgo lesson last time because I got the Virgo energy is like, you're gonna have to really work this thing. So it's the same with Sag. So this is about you not being afraid of how big you are. You can't keep shrinking yourself for relationships and for things. You got to understand how big you are, especially in the 9th house. The 9th house is the house of Sagittarius. So it's like, listen, we in the house, we want you to go big, and not only all the things that you learn, you're supposed to share these things. A constant teacher-student relationship. As long as you're constant in that space, it's going to keep you free. But the moment you start to doubt the knowledge that you have, or you say to yourself, I don't really know how to share this, you done got caught up. That's the judgment. The judgment is doubting the fact that you don't need to have these degrees. A lot of us get caught up on, feel like we got to have all these degrees to share. No, you don't. The fact of you being born, the time that you was born in, and the gifts and talents that you have is your degree. Your natal chart is your degree. Okay, go tell everybody I said it. So if somebody be like, oh, well, you know, my astrology coach, yes, tell them come see me if they got a problem with it, because that's the only degree you need to understand that that's how you have to start to move. Now, if you just want to get the paperwork because you want to prove that you got it, then okay, go ahead, do it, but you don't need it. Understand that you got everything that you need in here. Everything that you learn is for you to share that, okay? Erica, Venus in the 9th house. So we already know what the Sag and Venus is. You judge and love, okay? Stop it. Let yourself be loved, baby. Let yourself have it, so that when it's time to travel with this energy and be in the spaces of travel, you can receive more, okay? Because every time you make a move and you go somewhere, you are absorbing, you're getting more, okay? But if you judge it and you start to judge all this energy, Venus is the other place that has to do with values, right? So if you do too much judging, then the value system is going to be smothered. You're going to lessen that energy because of that, okay? All right, hey Dre, Neptune and Sag, Sag in the ninth house. Now I said it. I don't know if you was here. You heard me talk about Neptune and Sag. That whole dream state and judging your dreams and not believing your dreams, okay? Dismissing your dreams. Your dreams are very powerful. The reason why they are very powerful is because understand that Sagittarius and the Jupiter energy used to deal with a lot of this Pisces dynamic. That's why Pisces like the Sagittarius energy, because they kind of function on the same thing, meaning Jupiter loves to use your dreams to show you where you can expand. So allow your dreams to come through in full force. Don't judge yourself. Don't keep judging yourself in your dreams. Use your dreams as a way, as an avenue to create, okay? An avenue for you to go big with it, okay? All right, hey Kelly, I have 5 planets in Sag, and the fact that you are a Sagittarius, okay? You have 4th, including your North Node. Okay, just came in. Thanks for holding space. Absolutely. So you already know. North Node, I just said, whatever you got in that North Node, and you are a Sag. So you already know. You came here as a Sag, and you have North Node in Sag. You should be fully embodying that Sag energy. You need to be moving around more, okay? Not being so complacent in where you are, right? A lot of the energy, if you can move about and pick up on your travels, then that energy is going to really give you more vibration. But the more you say, I need to stay here for a minute, or I'm not sure about that, right? That's going to shrink. It's going to shrink all the avenues and all the things that you're actually supposed to be doing. So get into your nomad bag. You know what I'm saying? Go move about and see what you need to do. All right. So let's see. Okay, what about Mars in Midhaven and Sag? Okay, so you got Mars in the Sag dynamic, and it's in your 10th house in Sag, right? So the Mars energy is movement. So we're talking about it from the perspective of you not necessarily doing your spiritual practice. Let's just say you weaken your spiritual practice, right? And you got Mars and Sag. That means when it comes down to moving and traveling, you're going to not move as much. You're gonna be doubting yourself, right? Or having a lot of, I'm gonna do that later, or I'll go travel the next 4-5 months. You keep pushing it off, right? Because when you have that energy and you not balanced, you don't trust the fact that when you do make the moves, meaning Jupiter wants you to go big. So doing something like, oh, I want to go to Paris, but not going to Paris because you think you ain't got all your ducks in a row, right? So you don't do it. So when that happens is you start to shrink yourself, you start to doubt more. And that's why your spiritual practice is so important, because your spiritual practice is your motivation, your motivation to go towards it. And the fact that it's in your 10th house, meaning that you are expected to not only go out here in the world and conquer things, you're supposed to come back and tell about all your adventures, the people that you met, the things that you was acquiring on those trips, right? Because Mars is moving you into that dynamic. Mars want to see you go out there in the world, go get it. Right? Stop staying in the placements that you are, no matter what your job is. So meaning that you and I both know what your job is. Travel with that. Go do some other states and do that same thing and see how much you expand, how bigger you get when you get outside of the confines of being stuck where you are. Okay. All right. And we'll come back to the end if y'all got any questions about that. Let's move into Jupiter. Okay. All right, Jupiter. Now, we've just been talking about this Sag dynamic and the whole aspect of how it correlates and moves, right, with the Sag dynamic. It is the ruler of Sagittarius energy. Now, Jupiter used to be one of the rulers of Pisces. So we still talk about it in that dynamic as well. So meaning that when we talk about dreams, Jupiter has a lot to do with that. So meaning that Jupiter will use your dreams to show you where you can go big, right? So if you're having some doubts about where you need to really go bigger, meaning like this whole month of this time period is y'all thinking about how y'all can go bigger, or how we, because it's me too, how we can go bigger for 2023, you can ask spirit to show you things in your dreams. You can say, you know what? I want to dream. I need to get a little bit more clarity about my year next year. You know what I'm saying? So spirit, talk to me in my dreams. Show me some of the things I need to work on, right? And it will do that. Jupiter will show up to do that. Why? Because it has everything to do with your luck, your growth, your expansion, your optimism, right? Your abundance, your understanding of yourself. So know that this time period is all those things. That's why I say ain't no need of us talking about what you didn't do or what you didn't get done. Don't worry about that. All you need to be doing is celebrating what you did get done. Why? Because when you celebrate, then the universe say, oh, well, she did good and she knows she did good. I'm gonna give them more. You know what I'm saying? But when you spend time complaining or being judgmental about it, why would the universe give you more than what you already got if you can't even contain it, right? If you complaining about what you have, or let's just say you making $500 and you like, oh, universe, I just wish I had more. I need more for, I need more things. That's not the way to get it. The way to get it is to be very strategic and responsible with the 500 that you get. Why? Because that shows gratitude. It shows that you ready for more, right? So when you can use what you already being given in the universe to be happy about what you got going on, show gratitude, right? Gratitude is going to get you more than being mad and angry. I promise you, being mad and angry, the universe just says, oh, you need more lessons. That's what it says. Oh, you mad? Oh. Well, let's keep this going then. She ain't got it. He ain't got it. Let's give them some more because you ain't got it. It will keep bringing those same lessons over and over and over again because you are not showing gratitude. But the moment you show gratitude for what you got, and not only gratitude, you using it in excitement, like, oh, I'm so happy I got this 500. Oh, I'm gonna go do this with it. I'm gonna save with it. Once you can clearly decide how to use the funds or use the opportunities and those things and be happy about them, then the universe will grant you more. Okay, that's what the term expansion means. So now, right where you have Jupiter, okay, what is your Jupiter sign? And what house is your Jupiter in? Because where you have Jupiter is where you need to expand. Okay. So this is where you can go to work on being bigger. Okay. So for example, if you have Jupiter in the first house, okay, that Jupiter energy in the first house is showing you, hey, you can go bigger with something that as it relates to your hair, right? If your hair been always the same, go do something crazy. Go get you some big hair. You know what I'm saying? Go dye it some weird different colors. Go 5, 6, 7 different colors. Go change the wardrobe. Do some Andre 3000 stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can be really creative, right? As it relates to the first house energy. If you got Jupiter in the second house, then when it comes down to your money, now you need to look at ways in which you can get more money. Look at real estate opportunities, investments, right? Looking at things that can expand your portfolio, right? So if you got it in the third house, and when it comes down to your mind, go read some stuff you ain't never read before. Go read some novels or go pick up a dictionary. You know what I'm saying? I know dictionary is a good thing to read. That's why I said it. Go and read something that you would normally read. Right? Why? Because it's going to expand your mind. It's going to give you some mental expansion. If you got Jupiter in the fourth house, right? Go and paint your walls a color that you would never paint it. Okay? Go and get you some pillows or go and get you some accent rugs. Do different things that is going to expand the home environment. If you got it in the fifth house, go and take you an improv class. Okay? An improv class is going to challenge you to do more, to go big, right? If you got Jupiter in the sixth house, then go and get you a trainer. Go get with somebody that, you look at them, you be like, that trainer look crazy. Like go to the gym and look for the craziest person in there. The person who's doing all kinds of stuff. Then don't get you one of them trainers that be on IG and stuff. They be lifting couches and stuff like that. I ain't talking about that kind of crazy. I'm talking about one that, every time they go in there, like they in there a couple of hours, right? They love the gym. That's going to be great for you, right? Or if it comes down to your coworkers or whatever, what you can do is if y'all are having some issues and y'all can't get through a project, won't y'all go hang out? Go do something that you ain't never did with your coworkers before, right? Change the dynamic of the relationship. Same as if you got Jupiter in the seventh house, in the house of relationship. Go and take your partner. Y'all go do something y'all ain't never did before. Go on a different type of date. If y'all usually go to concerts, how about y'all go do some zip lining or go jump out of a plane. Okay, why? Because it's gonna be big. You go see the sky as you falling. Like, go do big stuff with your partner. If you got Jupiter in the house of Scorpio, in the 8th house, go and do something that scare you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If you don't normally watch scary movies, go watch a scary movie. Okay, go do something that's fearful, but it's something that's gonna break the confines of fear at the same time. Okay, go do something that pushes your level of trust. Okay, go and say, you know, if it's something that you've never trusted before, if you've never been on a roller coaster, you know what I'm saying, go to the amusement park and go do a roller coaster. Do something that's going to, again, break you out of the confines of fear. You got Jupiter in the house of Sag, baby, go and travel. Okay, go do you a travel for a whole month. Go do something like, you know, instead of going on the trip for 2 days or 3 days like you would normally do, go stay somewhere for a month. Okay, why? Because it's going to completely change the trajectory of your energy. It's going to show you just how big you are when you get there. Okay, you got Jupiter in the 10th house, the house of structure dynamics, right? Do something that pushes the structure energy. If you've been eating the same things every week, every month, change it up. Okay, go do something different in your structure and dynamic. Okay, go and take your kids and let your kids cook, you know what I'm saying, for the next week. See what they will want to do, right? Because it's all about legacy foundation. Or ask your kids different stock that they want to invest in. For example, sometimes I watch 2 Chainz podcast with his son, and I absolutely love it. I like it because his son is always pushing the envelope. For example, he told his daddy to bet on, because he's real big into sports. He told his daddy to bet, I think, $2 million on some team that he was, you know, wanting to go after, right? And so his daddy was like, $2 million? He's like, that's a lot of money. So he wound up betting like $2,000, right? The team that his son said that was gonna win won. Now, of course, he had to come back and tell us all that he lost out on the bet because his son told him what to bet on, but because he didn't trust it, he's like, nah, that's too much. He missed out on the opportunity. Trust your kids if you got Jupiter in the 10th, okay? It's legacy. They come here to help your money. The 10th house rules, it's the money sector. It rules the banks, okay? So do something big when it comes down to that. If you got Jupiter in the house of Aquarius or in the 11th house, your friends, okay, expound your friendships. Start being friends with people that you wouldn't normally be friends with. You know, Aquarius is like weird people anyway. You know what I'm saying? Be friends with somebody who is weird, okay, and learn something from them, okay? Because when you do that, it's going to open you up. It's going to allow you to see some things that you never saw before. You got Jupiter in the 12th. Trust your dreams, okay, and go and do something that allows you to even tap in deeper into your dreams. Plant medicine. Do a plant medicine journey. Go learn about ayahuasca. Okay, go learn about shrooms. Why? Because when you do that, when I tell you shrooms and ayahuasca will open your dream state like crazy, the things that you think you don't know, you will find out real soon that you do. Okay, now let me see what y'all got in Jupiter. All right, let's see. What's driving so late? Okay, no problem. Gratitude. Yes, it does. Gratitude is everything. Okay. As a matter of fact, this is gonna be one part of y'all homework. For the month, for this whole Sagittarius month, I want you guys to practice gratitude daily. Okay. There is an app that you can actually download on your phone and you can set a time where it'll send you a notification like, hey, what are you grateful for today? Okay, I have mine set for 2 times a day. It's set for in the morning at 7 a.m. and it's set in the afternoon at 10 p.m. Okay, that helps you to stay on top of your gratitude. Why? Because the more gratitude you practice, the more opportunities you're going to get, the more Sag is going to be happy with you. So that's part of your homework. Okay, open up some gratitude, and you don't got to do the app. Just know that every day you need to be practicing. You need to be saying something that you're grateful for. When you wake up, say, hey, you know what? I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful that I can breathe. I'm grateful that I got all my functions, right? When you go to bed, be grateful for how your day went. You could just do it just that easy, okay? All right, Jupiter in Pisces in the 12th house. All right, so Jupiter in Pisces. We already said what Jupiter in the 12th house does, right? So Jupiter in the 12th is the same as having Jupiter in Pisces because they're the same, right? Meaning Pisces and the 12th house is the same. So when we talk about expanding your consciousness, right? Or doing some things that help you to induce more of a dream state. You know what I'm saying? So you can do that. We could talk about that, Mitzi. You know, I can help you on that energy. You already know. So just opening up. And in the meantime, like I said, having a dream journal. So just pay attention to your dreams during this time period, because the dreams that you can remember are giving you some indication of where it is that you need to expand yourself. It's giving you more energy. Okay, Jupiter in the 12th, in the 7th house, hair leave, relationship, baby. Okay. We want to make sure 2023 we are manifesting the relationship that we want, right? No more going backwards. So the only way we don't go backwards is we have to expand that energy, right? We have to tap deeper into that. So use your dreams, Pisces, the Jupiter in Pisces, the dream state, right? Use that Pisces energy to break up with being such a savior of people, right? We ain't saving nobody. We saving ourselves. And on top of saving ourselves, we're going to apply that Jupiter energy to getting bigger in our relationships, meaning that we're not shrinking for partners, okay? They're going to either take us when we meet them, or they ain't taking us at all. We ain't, we're done with that, okay? So you got to expand your 7th house in the energy of the Jupiter dynamic. Jupiter in Virgo in the 7th house, okay? Erica similar, but a little bit different. You're going to have to work with it, okay? Understand that because you got Jupiter in Virgo in the 7th house dynamic, meaning sometimes the relationships that you have, you may have to work with them just a little bit, okay? So meaning don't be so judgmental in the spaces of your relationships, because I already heard you say you have Venus in that space too. So allowing yourself to expand in the consciousness as it relates to that 7th house dynamic. And having that Virgo energy with that Jupiter, he may be a fitness person, okay? He may be a fitness trainer or I ain't gonna lock you into a man. They may be a fitness person, okay? Somebody who is very, very different from you. They may not have all the spiritual consciousness stuff, right? They may not be all witchy, but when it comes down to the body health, they got it. Okay, so expand your mind surrounding the dynamics of the relationship energy, especially in the 7th house. And if you already got a partner in the 7th house, then again, one of the things that you can do is go work out with your partner. Okay, go to the gym with them. All right, Jupiter and Pisces in the 5th house. So again, the Jupiter and Pisces energy, Jupiter likes Pisces, okay? It really does. Again, it used to be one of the spaces that rule the Pisces energy. So it likes it. So again, listen to your dreams, and some part of your dream is showing you where you need to come out on the stage, Stacey. Time for you to get out of hiding, okay? So meaning that you probably more so been comfortable with helping everybody else get big and get on the stage, but what about you? How is that showing up for you? You need to step up on that same level. Get on the stage. Don't worry about all the other stuff that you're telling yourself. Quiet the judgment down and go ahead and come out. Okay, so whatever it is that you're working on, it's time to release it. Quit going back and forth on it, right? Or judging it and not allowing yourself to release it. Allow this Jupiter energy to expand the energy of helping yourself and putting yourself where you need to be, especially as it relates to that 5th house dynamic. All right, another Jupiter in Pisces, same energy. And in the Gina and Stacey, will y'all tell me if y'all know each other? Please. I need to know, because my mind would not let me, get past that. Let me know if y'all know each other. All right, same energy, Gina. Okay, time to come out of helping everybody else. Get on the stage, because the stage is the 5th house. So when I say the stage, I'm just talking about the 5th house. So come out. So whatever it is that you've been wanting to release and do, it's time for you to bring those things out, okay? So especially Pisces has a lot to do with therapy and helping people, right? But sometimes it helps people to a detriment, meaning that your self-care lacks. And when your self-care lacks, you feel like you don't have enough time to do the same things for yourself that you do for other people. That's why I'm like, cut that off. Okay, disconnect, and it's time for you to now get on that stage of your life, right? Now time for you to do it. Go big in that area of your life. All right. All right. Sherry, Jupiter and Virgo in the 12th house. So we already know the Virgo energy is working it out, right? So expansion means to work it out, but the 12th house is where we have a lot of stuck energy. Okay, so a lot of this expansion energy that you would normally want to go towards and work those things out, sometimes you go back and forth on, because the 12th house is like, I want to do it, but goodness, it's really getting on my nerves. So we know one of the ways to satisfy Virgo is the list. Put it on a list and then go by it one by one. Okay. I need to start here. Do this thing first. And when I do this thing, okay, go to the next thing. Because when you do that, then you have a clear vision on how you're going to release the karma. 12th house has a lot of karmic energy in it. So when you dismiss that, you miss the whole picture. Okay, so list is a must in order for you to expand, especially as it relates to relieving yourself in the 12th. All right, Jupiter in Aquarius. Okay, so we already know Jupiter energy is going big. Aquarius is expanding the vision. Okay, expanding how the outreach, how we help our friends, how we help the world. Okay, I always say whatever you have in the Aquarius dynamic is where the whole age that we're in right now, this whole age of Aquarius, that energy there, whatever you got there, that's your responsibility to the age. So part of your responsibility to this age is to help the age expand. Now we're talking about all the things that you do. You are an amazing, producer of film and helping people with their podcasts, but you also got some stuff that you need to release for yourself. Okay, and we need to talk about that, because where is your things? Okay, where's all the stuff you've been working on? Right, it's time for you to release that. Get out there with it. Not just helping everybody else and helping the world to advance. You help the world to advance by you being an example. So it's you first, and then through you first, it's helping everybody else. Okay, Jupiter in Virgo in the 4th. All right, so the Virgo energy I just talked about, right? You have to list it. So in the 4th house has a lot to do with family dynamics too. So now some of this is about you relieving yourself and getting out of the comfort zones of what you may have been raised with, right? You got to expand a little bit. And this also means working it out. You may have to work with some dynamics of your family energy, right? In order for you to get past it. So meaning that you may have some responsibilities for the family, right? Or some responsibilities family-wise have been passed down onto you. And in order for you to expand, you have to list it, right? Put these things in the list, go one by one so you can be able to know what you need to do, so you can have time for yourself to nurture yourself, as well as maybe nurturing some family member or family members that you may have that you have to do. All right. All right, let's see, Jupiter in Libra in the 6th. All right, so we already know Jupiter in Libra, what we're dealing with, the relationship dynamics, 6th house, working with the partner, right? So that means a lot of the expansion comes from when you work with your partner, and that's what y'all do. Y'all work together, okay? Y'all supposed to be still on the Virgo challenge. Are y'all still on the Virgo challenge? Are y'all still Virgo in this time? Are y'all Virgo and Marcel? Huh?
No choice. We got to still Virgo.
Okay,
When we said before North, guess what North knows in Virgo. So yes.
Working together with your partner is going to expand you the fastest, Leslie. That's what that is, especially with it being in the 6th house. You got to work it out, right? But work it in the Libra dynamic, Jupiter in the Libra dynamic of the relationship energy, okay? It's going to get you to your healthiest as well. The more you work with your partner, the healthier you become. The more you fight with your partner, you already know the word. You already know the rest. I ain't gonna go into the details of it. You already know what I'm talking about. What's the app? What app we talking about, Kelly? Jupiter in Capricorn. All right, Dre. We already know Jupiter energy, dealing with the Capricorn dynamic. The whole Capricorn is the legacy, right? And also understand that some of the things as it relates to Capricorn equals daddy. Okay, so this is some daddy stuff. So expounding beyond the fact of where some of your trauma may exist as it relates to the dynamic of the fathering energy or the masculine energy alone. So you're being asked to really work on it so you can expand past that, right? And so that when we talk about partnerships and working with men and all those things, the energy can be a little bit more so accepting and not really pushing it off because of maybe something that may have happened or that still happens in your mind as it relates to that Capricorn dynamic. Okay, I don't think we know each other. Okay, y'all don't know each other. All right, I'm just saying sometimes these things come together because we be needing partners, we be needing people, mirror reflections, and you done found one. Y'all just so happen to be here at the same time. I'm just saying there ain't no coincidence. All right. Okay, you mean Jupiter in Virgo in the 3rd house. Okay, so 3rd house, if we move, because you said at first you said 4th house. So 3rd house is the mind. Okay, so expanding your mind means reading. Okay, going to get you some stuff to read, or getting real in depth into even your body, right? Using your body as a way of opening up some channels to expand. Okay, Jupiter wants you to expand what your body and your mental consciousness, because the 3rd house is the mental consciousness. Even though Virgo and the 3rd house are both Mercury centered, they're both ruling the communication sector. It has a lot to do with you expanding that energy. And how can you expand it? Through your body and your studies. Okay, so go and get you some books. If you ain't already got some, go and get you some. Hey, Katora. All right, Jupiter in Pisces in the 9th house. So Jupiter in Pisces, I talked about that. We already talked about the Pisces energy is about you realizing that sometimes you can't save people. You can't do everything for everybody, okay? Because when you do that, you dismiss yourself, okay? So expand yourself, and by expanding yourself is to self-care, tap deeper into some levels of your dream state. And the fact it's in the 9th house, every time you travel, then you are allowing yourself to expand. So you're supposed to be traveling, and not only traveling and allowing yourself to do both parts. Help people where you can, but not so much to where to the detriment of yourself, okay? I know, Naima, I'm sorry. I told you it wasn't gonna be a lot. I ain't gonna go no more, okay? Oh, the gratitude app. Let me see. Can I look at it on my phone and then I'll send it to you? I'll text it to you. Or matter of fact, let me see. What is it called? Wait, is it on this phone or my other one? Hold on. Where are you? I can't see it. I know it's here, but my eyes. I think it's called gratitude. It just pops up on my phone. Yeah, I can't see what the actual name of it is because I can't see it in I got all my other apps that's getting in my way. So I'll find it and then I'll send it. When I send out the replays, I'll send the link to it from there. Okay. All right. Let's get into part 3. And part 3 is, all right, let's look at the actual chart for the new moon, okay, and what is happening in this. So this is the new moon chart. And as y'all can see, we got the sun, moon, Mercury, and Venus are all dealing with the Sagittarius vibration, all right? So we are looking at what is the conversation of this Sag season, right? If we just looked at based just on this chart alone, just looking at Sagittarius, we know sun has a lot to do with our energy, right? So we know this is energy placement, but the sun and the moon are conjunct. They're the same degree, 137, all right? Both in the 6th house of the world chart. So 6th house has everything to do with our health, right? So now we're talking about a health conversation, meaning that how we're processing this Sag energy is going to have a heavy basis on our health. And I'm going to talk about what part of the health dynamic that Sagittarius rules in a minute, but just jot that down, okay? Know that your Sagittarius placements are affecting your health energy. So if you're not using it correctly, if you're not doing your gratitude, if you're not, starting out with a daily practice of, of meditating and being in your spiritual dynamic of what you need to work on, it is going to affect your health this month. And we want to stay on top of it because it's winter, right? It's cold. It's getting to the winter season. Well, it's the last month of technical of the fall, but we're starting to get closer and closer to the winter dynamic. So know that this is where you need to cut your sugar out, okay? Now we're getting ready to go into Thanksgiving this week, and we're getting ready to go into the Christmas season, and this is where we start to eat a lot. I'm gonna tell y'all, now y'all know I like to give y'all the heads up. This ain't one of them season or one of them years where you need to overeat and overindulge. It's not gonna work well for you. The reason why it's not gonna work well for you is because of how Sagittarius wants you to go big. And in order for you to go big, you can't overeat. You can't stuff yourself with all of this comfort, right? But not willing to expand yourself. So this ain't a season to do that. So watch your eating habits. Watch how much you eat, okay? Try to eat as healthy as you can or shrink your proportions. I know, usually maybe the years before you get 2 slices of pie, 2 slices of cake, You know, you may normally do that. Don't do it this time. Okay, just do one. All right, do one cake or pie. You know what I'm saying? Do a little small hippings, because you want to make sure that you can expand during this season. All right, you don't want this to affect your body, because you will be sick. And I don't need y'all be in my inbox or something. See, you told me this was gonna happen. I ain't listen. I know. So just listen. Okay, understand that it's okay if you go ahead and give yourself the opportunity to really streamline your food and streamline your body, because this stuff is sitting in the 6th house. Then you're going to get through this season happy. You're going to get through this season celebrating more. Okay. Same way with your alcohol content. Make sure that you are not overindulging in alcohol. Why? Because alcohol and sugar both suppresses your immune system. Okay. So do more root stuff. Root meaning like carrots and beets and onions and celery and stuff that has a lot of watery content to it. Root vegetables. Like I always do root stew during these time periods, right? Because it's very warming to the body and it helps the body to detox. Okay. The squash, the butternut squash, the acorn squash, you know, even pumpkin is really great. Okay. So doing pumpkin, as well as even if you could roast some pumpkin seeds, right? And eat some of those. Make sure that you are just keeping your gut clean. Okay. So if you are planning to eat and go crazy, make sure you also plan to work out and go crazy too. Because again, it's a 6th house. 6th house rule the physical body and the house of health. So both of these things are going to be together. All right. So do not, I repeat, do not overeat and overindulge in this holiday season. Okay. Sagittarius is not going to be happy with you, and it will show up in a way that you don't want it to show up. All right. Not only that, we're dealing with the Mercury dynamic of it, which sits in the 7th house, and the Venus dynamic that also is in the 6th house. Okay. So Venus on both sides, one side of Venus is relationships. The other side of Venus has everything to do with your values. Okay. So we're talking about the value perspective of it. The more you listen to your energy and work on what it is that you want for 2023, which is what I want, the other part of y'all homework. So one part is gratitude. The other part is sitting down and saying, you know what? From now to the next 6 months, I want my finances to look like this. I want this amount in my savings. I want, you know, if you've been thinking about moving, then I want to be moved, you know, by the spring. I want you to go big with it. Okay. So if you've been saving $3,000 a month, or you've had a goal to save $3,000 a month, double it. Okay. I want to save 6,000. I want to save 7,000, 8,000, right? Don't limit your beliefs on what you can actually do, because when you say it and believe it, the universe aligns so it can happen. It starts to give you opportunities to make that happen. All right. So know that the value system is that. Now, relationship parts. The relationship part, for those of us who are not in relationships, this is your year. This is a year for you to make this happen, for you to make it happen. What does that mean in order for you to make it happen? You have to let go of the past. You have to let go of the relationship energy that you're still processing, all the fears. The last time I gave my heart, he crushed it. She crushed it in half. Don't tell that story no more. That story is dead. The last time you was in a relationship, that happened to you because you didn't know your boundaries. Okay. Now you do. And because now you know your boundaries, you don't have to worry about your heart being trampled on. Okay. This is the year to getting a forever love this year, but it's all going to be about what you are willing to accept and receive, what you believe you can have. Because if you don't believe you can have it, then you're not going to have it. And everybody else going to have it, but you're not. And you're going to be like, what's wrong with me? You is what's wrong with you. You don't want it. You keep casting it out. You keep saying the last time you did it, this is what happened to you. So now the universe got to give you more experiences to show you that it's been you the whole time. Okay, this is the same thing, not just with the relationship dynamics. This is the same thing when it comes down to you moving and going into a place where you really want to be. If you really want to be there, then you can get there, but it has everything to do with what you are willing to see and believe for yourself. That's why this part of this homework this month is for the next 6 months, right? I want to give y'all the next 6 years, but I'm not gonna push you that far. I only want you to focus on for the next 6 months. Why 6 months? Because of the placement that we're getting ready to talk about with the whole Jupiter and it moving into Aries. It started in May of this year. It went out and it's coming back in December 20th, and it's going to stay in Jupiter and Aries until May of next year. So if we go 6 months from now, which is going to be around that May portal energy, then at least you can work on what it is that you can actually see for yourself, right? And then somewhere along the way, we get to March, April, you can start to work on the next 6 months. But right now, what do you want for 6 months? How do you want your money to look? How do you want if you in a job that you don't want to be in, what job you want to go to? You know what I'm saying? If you want to work for yourself, how does your marketing look like? Or if you already working for yourself, you want to improve or increase the clientele that you got, what does it look like? Okay, what do you need to do in your social media presence? How much more time can you give, and how much more time can you give to your mind and your make-believe? Because they both need to work hand in hand. You can't just all be physical and be non-spiritual. You're not even processing it in your physical energy or what that looks like. You have to feel it in order for it to come forward. Okay, so we're looking at just what the Sag energy is saying. Like, listen, you can have the energy, you can celebrate, this can all be good energy, but it's going to take you understanding what is going to be for you to be able to move in that. Okay, so whatever your Sag aspects are, know that this is the energy that is moving inside of it. The sun, moon, Mercury, and Venus are all playing around with your Sagittarius aspects. It's all giving you that energy. Okay, so when you study your Sagittarius aspects, know that as it relates to this new moon that we're having, that is the energy that's being hit the most. Okay, and it's being hit by these 4 placements: sun, moon, Mercury, and Venus are all hitting your Sagittarius dynamics. All right, so is Jupiter. Why so is Jupiter? Because Jupiter is the ruler of Sag. So you can't have a conversation with Sag without talking about Jupiter. It's the same. Okay, so any conversation of Sag is all conversation of Jupiter. It's all ways for us to go big, okay, and be bigger and do bigger things. All right, surrounding these areas where your placements are, and especially around the sun, moon, Mercury, and Venus. So your conversations about what it is that you want in life need to be clear, and they need to be big. Stop shrinking yourself. Stop saying that, oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make that. Well, you just cast the spell. You just told yourself what it's gonna be. Okay, so come on up out of there. And if you do happen to limit yourself and your beliefs, guess what? You can correct it in the moment. If you say, oh man, I don't believe I'm gonna be able to have it. Oh, I'm sorry, universe. Let me change that around. Rewind. I am going to be able to make that. As a matter of fact, I want 3 times that. Okay, you can do it. You can do it because it's all energy at the end of the day. And how much energy you receive and how much the vibration comes to you is all based on what you believe that you can have. That's why make believe is so important. Okay, and celebrating is so important. All right, we got that. And just looking at some of these other placements, of course, we know we talked about Mars and Gemini the last class, right? So if you guys didn't catch my last class, it's $15 for a replay. You can go and check it. We talked about the whole Mars and Gemini energy, and the fact that this Mars and Gemini energy is just a little crazy. Okay, so it's gonna make you go a little back and forth from now until January 12th. January 12th is when we go direct in Gemini, and the whole Gemini energy is going to be with us until March 25th, which is my birthday. All right. It ends, the retrograde part of it ends on my mama's birthday, and it comes out of Gemini as a whole on my birthday. You see what I'm saying? Y'all see how these things line up? That's not a coincidence. That right there is fate. And trust me when I say I am listening hard because of that. You know what I'm saying? So know that you're still dealing with that aspect. You're still dealing with the Mars and Gemini energy. It's in the 1st house. So it's going to make you some days feel like you are ready to go. And some days you feel like you ain't ready to go. Okay. Some days you feel like you all jipper and happy and all that. Some days you're a little bit mean and irritated. Okay. Gemini is an irritation space sometimes, especially when it's got a whole lot of going on, a whole lot of mental mind stuff going on. Oh, it can get irritated. And the fastest way to get out of your irritation is to create. Okay, use your hands. Gemini rules these. Okay, so you want to get out of irritation fast? Pick up a pen and paper and write something. Write a poem. Draw something. You don't have to know the skills to draw. Go get you some canvas and some paint and do some abstract art. And I promise you, it's going to satisfy that Gemini energy, and you're going to feel better. Okay. We already know the Gemini, the Jupiter energy. We're going to talk about it in a minute, but Jupiter right now is in Pisces. It's going to be in Pisces until December 20th. Okay. So it was in Pisces at the beginning of the year. So if you guys was with me and coaching with me at the beginning of the year, I kept saying, what is your dreams? What is your dreams? What are you dreaming about? How is your dreams? What are you not doing with your dreams? Dreams, right? Well, we back in that a little bit. The same thing I was asking y'all to look at and evaluate at the beginning of the year about your dreams. Now you're getting a period of time right now. And it started on the October 30th. So from October 30th to December 20th, you're getting that energy of that portal of opportunity to reevaluate your dreams. Why? Because your dream has everything to do with what you are putting in place for 2023. You should be getting your dreams for 2023. But if you don't know how to access your dreams, or you're not dreaming because you've wished them all away, or you doing stuff like waiting until you just dog tired to fall asleep, so now you don't remember nothing, and the moment you wake up, you grab your phone and you checking IG and Facebook, you don't know what your dreams are. You're not spending no time with them. Okay, so what are you dreaming? What are you dreaming about? It has a lot to do with what you can actually achieve for 2023. Okay. Saturn is in Aquarius right now. Okay, so the structures of us being very structured and diligent with the time period that you're in, knowing how to, again, show up for other people and how to make sure that you're showing up for yourself. Why? Because Saturn has everything to do with that. Sometimes we want to escape. Aquarius loves to escape. Okay, it loves to be rebellious, knowing that it's supposed to be doing one thing and not doing it. So because that's the case, sometimes you can find yourself rebelling against yourself. And it's not going to work in your favor by doing that. Get structured with it. All right. Uranus is everything to do with making sure that you're getting outside of your box. Uranus is in Aries, is in Taurus right now. So because it's in the Taurus energy, it's asking you to get out of a fixed position and expand, right? So Uranus is saying, hey, what else can we do? Uranus also has a lot to do with this money system that we're dealing with and this cryptocurrency stuff. All of that has everything to do with that Uranus and Taurus thing, okay? It's taking us to the future. So what does the future look like for a lot of yourself, the things that you're doing, you know, your investments? So you should be working on your credit, making sure your credit is great. You know what I'm saying? Putting yourself in a different position, because it ain't about how much money you got. It's about what your credit look like. If you got a 750 credit score and above, it's a lot of things that you can do with. You don't need money, right? But if you ain't taking the time to work on that, then as this money system is crashing, you're going to feel crazy because you're going to feel like you don't have no money, but you don't really need money. You just need avenues. You need areas of where you're expanding your whole brain as it relates to what money looks like for you. And money is investments. Money is relationships. Okay. Money is different forms of currency. All of that has everything to do with the Uranus and Taurus. Okay. Neptune in Pisces. So dreams, back into that dream perspective again. So Neptune is at home in Pisces. So all of this is dealing with your dreams and what your dreams is showing you, even though it's in the retrograde dynamic. Okay. And Pluto is in Capricorn. So now you're asking to change a lot of the things that you've been raised to believe. All of that ain't working for you. Okay. Some of the stuff is what's working, keep it. But what is not working, change it. Stop being stuck on a lot of values that you was raised with, thinking that those things are what it worked for my mama, it's gonna work for me. No, it ain't working for you. It did work for your mama, but it ain't working for you. Okay, so what ain't working for you, you need to find new ways in which you can transform. Pluto means the transformation space. All right, that's your conversation for the Sag season. All right, moving into Jupiter and Pisces in Aries. Okay, so time to think big. Why do we need to think big? Because it's important. Okay, this aspect, understand that these aspects of when they come, they stay with us for a minute, but know that the last time that we was dealing with this whole energy of Jupiter and Aries was in 2010, 2011. So go back and think about what was going on for you in 2010 and 2011, because whatever is going on then, part of the story is now too. Meaning that you had some dreams and some goals then that you wanted, some stuff that you told yourself that, oh, in the next 10 years, the next 12 years, I'm gonna have these things, right? So how well were you on it? Did you do it? Did you come up a little short? Because it's okay. We don't process regrets during Sag season. We celebrate everything. What were you able to pull off? Because whatever you wasn't able to pull off is okay, because guess what? Jupiter is back. It's back in those same placements. It's back dealing with the Pisces Aries dynamic. Now, again, it went into Aries in the summer. May 10th is when it switched into Aries. But because we are still dealing with Jupiter in retrograde, right? This retrograde energy, it made it go back into Pisces. So when we talk about retrograde, it moves back a little bit to give you time to evaluate, right? So even though when we come into Jupiter and Aries is like fun, it's abundance, it's like jumping before you know all the details, but it's okay because we can swim, so it's fine. But it is moving forward. So you should be feeling a lot of energy surrounding this Jupiter and Aries. As the closer we get to December 20th, your time should be speeding up. You should be feeling a little bit more spunk, a little bit more heat, right? Not this, oh, I just want to stay in the bed and I just want to dream and I don't want to go nowhere. I feel like, staying in the house and staying stuck in my bed. All of that has a lot to do with the Jupiter in Pisces energy, which gives you that space to really just work on yourself, right? Go into the spaces of your mind and your imagination and your dream space and all of that. But when we come into the Aries, it's going to be time to go. So that's the reason why this whole thing about going big, Jupiter and Aries is a big thing, okay? Think about a brand new baby that want to learn how to walk, okay? You don't know how to walk, but you want to learn. What did that baby do? Would get up and it would just go, right? And be falling all over yourself, bloom, 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 get right back up, do some more. That's the vibration of Jupiter and Aries. It's like, let's go. I'm ready to really go towards these things. So it's a lot of passion with this, a lot of, wealth and a lot of things, abundance is going to come with this placement, but not before you finish the job of Pisces, not before you finish the job of the dream state. So part of this month is you to also get back into your dream bag, get back and sit down and say, you know what? When I was 5 or 6, I wanted these dreams. These are some of the goals that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be a famous singer. But, I felt like I couldn't do it because I done got too old for it, so I'm not doing it. Yes, you can. You can still be a singer. You can still be a famous singer too, because fame is all based on how you look at it. Now, if you're trying to say that you want to be like Beyonce, you can still do that too. I ain't discrediting none of your dreams, but know that when you don't go towards your dreams at all, you cut it short, okay? So what are you dreaming about? Because whatever you're dreaming about, then the Jupiter and Aries energy is going to take that to the next level, okay? It's going to really push you into that space. Starting in December, on December 20th, it's going to be in Aries and everything's going to feel like it's hasty, don't feel like it's ready, right? But right now, that whole energy of dealing with this Pisces, the last stage of this Pisces retrograde energy, is giving you an opportunity for you to sit with yourself and remember your dreams. Remember the things that you said that you wanted to do in your life, okay? Remember the things that you said that meant a lot to you. Relationship things, financial goals, traveling, real estate, all these things that you said meant a lot to you. Because whatever those things are, your Jupiter placement is getting a hit. It's getting this Jupiter in Aries is going to start to massage your Jupiter energy. It's going to say, hey, come on, it's time for us to go big, right? You got to be thinking big, bitch. Got to be thinking big. That's what this is, right? And it's the Aries energy saying, hey, I don't want to just sit here with it. We're leaving Pisces and we're leaving Pisces out of it. Even though Pisces love to deal with Jupiter, sometimes it can be very slow, right? It could be very, I'm going to get there one day. It can imagine all the things. It can dream about all the things, but Aries don't want to just dream. Aries want the action, okay? So from December 20th until May, okay, May 2023, you're going to get the opportunity to live in your dreams. I'm going to say it again. From December 20th until May 2023, you're going to get the opportunity to live in your dreams if you want it, if you want to live there. If you don't want to live there, you can conveniently say, I don't want it. And I promise you, Jupiter gonna be like, okay, fine. Well, fine. You can shrink all you want to. Then when we get out of this energy, and then when Jupiter goes into Taurus, it's gonna be a whole different conversation, because then it's gonna be about values. Then you're gonna be like, I was supposed to have this. I was supposed to have my husband. I was supposed to have my wife. I was supposed to have this money in this house and this car. But if you're not living in it, if you're too afraid to be big, right? You're shrinking yourself. Then when we get into Jupiter and Taurus, don't have no complaints. When we get in there for June of next year, we're going to be shifted into a whole different dynamic that's going to have everything to do with your value system. And you realizing that what you do or don't have was based on that. So use this opportunity. And the only way that you can use it is by knowing and tapping into your dream state. Okay. You got me? All right. Last part. Oh, did I show y'all that? Let me make sure I put this in the screen too. So it's going to be in the recorded. All right. Aries, prepare to enter a whole new era of your life. Luck will find you everywhere you go. Who don't want luck everywhere they go? I know I do. I'm gonna be and I'm Aries, so y'all already know I'm already ready for that thing. Put it out there. Where we about to go? What we about to do? Okay, so if y'all need any example of how to go hard, look at your girl. Reach out to your girl. I'm gonna be your Aries pusher through this Jupiter and Aries to make sure you get it. Okay. Choose to live intentionally. That means every day get up and do your spiritual practice and say, let's go, Jupiter, I'm ready. Okay. Your hopes are within your reach. Everything that you want is within your reach, but you got to know it. All you have to do is believe that you are ready. Boom. Period, point blank. That should be part of your mantra to say every day, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready, Jupiter. I'm ready. I'm ready, Jupiter. I'm ready. Get all the way in there. Okay. All right. All right. So let's talk about this medical part of it. I like to talk about the medical part. Y'all know my background and my education is in the medical field. That's kind of where I went first. And then I got out of it because when I realized that they weren't trying to help us, they were trying to, keep us sick. I was like, I'm not doing this. I don't want to be sick and I don't want to keep making people sick. Okay. So anytime we're talking about the Sagittarius dynamic and of course Gemini, because they are again polar opposite energy, we're talking about the respiratory axis. Okay. So that's why I'm saying if you push Sagittarius too much and you don't eat right and you don't do the things you're supposed to do, then respiratory is going to be the issue. Okay. And again, I tell you all the time, watch the signs. Watch the people around you who are going to ignore themselves and ignore their bodies. They're going to overeat and overdrink and overindulge during these holiday season, and watch what happens. They're going to have some form of some type of respiratory flu, something. Why? Because that's what this rules. That's what the energy is. It rules the lungs, the nose, the respiratory tract, the diaphragm, the rib cage, the arm, hands, because that's Gemini, and the liver. Okay. The signs forming the respiratory axis, Gemini and Sagittarius, are both yang and emissive, pertaining to the light, subtle energy functions. They are both mutable modalities, giving them a sensitive allergic deposition. So understand that during this time period, and especially because of how many places that we got so strong in the Sagittarius dynamic, you are more prone to a quicker allergic reaction to something, right? So it doesn't mean that you are always allergic to it, just that the fact that it is so hypersensitive right now, the things that you do and don't listen to can easily cause you to have some type of allergic reaction real quick. Okay. So understand that that's what we're dealing with. Dealing with this respiratory energy. Since Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which rules the liver, food allergies, sensitivities are all likely with Sagittarius. Did y'all hear me? Did y'all see that? Now, I'm reading the medical axis as it relates to astrology. You just saw that, okay? Because it rules the liver is what's causing this issue, okay? The liver is why you're having the allergic reactions, not the digestive energy first. It's second. Why? Because it's first going to register in your liver that you're doing too much, okay? Since the liver sits right underneath the diaphragm, liver and digestive congestion and sensitivity can also impact or spill over into respiratory sensitivities and allergies. So now you already know where it's coming from. You ain't got to guess. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my allergies acting up. No, that's your liver, and your liver is causing your allergies to act up. Okay. This is particularly true when Sagittarius is involved in the planetary opposition with Gemini, which it is. Okay, we're in opposition right now, meaning that we're dealing with all this opposition energy, especially with the Mars in Gemini retrograde. Okay, so that means you're having a constant conversation of Sag and Gemini. If y'all was in my class the last class we had, I told y'all the closer we get to the Sagittarius season, the more that Mars and Gemini is gonna act up. This is a part of it. Okay, this is part of the act up. Is this giving you sensitivities where you don't necessarily want them? Okay. We got stuff to do and stuff to celebrate. So don't give your body and your liver and your digestive system and your respiratory any excuse to sit you down because you are not listening to yourself. That's the only reason why it's going to do it. If you're not listening to the body will sit you down. It will say, oh, she don't hear me. So let me give her something where she can't do that no more so she can hear me. Okay. Or so he can hear me. All right. Because ambient air and its impurities are constantly flowing in and out of your lungs and respiratory tract. This area of the body is inherently mutable in nature and must consistently be adapting to change in the environment. With Gemini, Sagittarius emphasize the entire respiratory tract from the nose to the lungs is an area of great sensitivity that can easily be upset by a multitude of environmental triggers. Do y'all know what environmental triggers are? That's food can be 1, air can be 2, water can be 3. Being around people who are constantly being negative, it can be 4. Okay. Family members who all they do is complain and cause issues. All of this is environmental triggers. Okay. Things that wouldn't cause you a problem in the summer will cause you a problem during this Sagittarius season this time. Why? Because we're dealing with this constant opposition of Sag and Gemini saying, hey, next year, I need all of you. And because I need all of you, I need you to not do the things that you would normally do during this time period. I need you to quiet down and get real detailed on what we about to do. I have been preaching for the last 3 months. Y'all, what are we doing for 2023? What's your wants, needs, and desires? What you want, what you need, what you desire. Why I've been doing that? Because this is all a part of it. Because if you know what you want, need, and desire, when it comes down to the things that could potentially throw you off, you're going to say no to it because you know what these things could affect your body. You know what Sag is. You know what this Jupiter energy is. You know what to do. All you got to do is study from this point. Keep studying and do your homework. Do your gratitude. Gratitude is going to help make sure that you have less allergies to the environmental changes, the people around you. If you got gratitude in your head already for the day, when people come around you be negative, guess what you're going to do? Dismute that. You're going to go ahead and push that off. Be like, hey, hold on. Why are you thinking negative? You need to change that. You will now help other people to correct themselves. So that'll give you less access to all the environmental drainage and all the problems that can happen to mess your respiratory energy up or your respiratory axis up. Okay. Now, what did I say? Okay, from the nose to the lungs is an area of great sensitivity that can easily upset by multiple environmental triggers, asthma, bronchitis, frequent colds, respiratory infections, stuffy nose, right? I can never say this. Rhinitis, right? Help me, y'all. Respiratory sensitivities, allergies, coughs, sneezing, and also smoking, often to ease or dull underlying respiratory sensitivities, are all part of this clinical picture. I can't say it no clearer than that. Okay. Know that if you ignore Sag and you ignore Jupiter, it's going to affect your respiratory. So if your respiratory starts to being affected, your nose, your lungs, your hands start to feeling stiff, your liver starts to aching, you know what I'm saying? You having problems in that area, you already know where this is coming from. Okay. Now, the best thing that you can do is flush yourself. So one of the things that I would advise is doing a detox, doing a liver cleanse. Okay. Getting you some liver herbs. Let's get somebody that y'all can go to call right now and tell her to get y'all a liver detox together. Okay. That's what she does. You understand? Get you some herbs and drink you some teas during this time period to keep your liver detox. You can also drink ginger, the roots. Okay, drink you some turmeric and ginger. These are all just some herbs that you can get. If you don't want to get into doing a full detox package or that kind of stuff, just make sure that you are doing some type of cleanse for your liver so that your sensitivities can stay down. All right. You got it, my dears? All right, let's stop share. Oh no. So now we're finna get into our group discussion. Okay. What are some of the ways you play small? All right, hold on, let me stop my shells. All right. Let me read some of y'all things. My home signs of those placements. Okay. I wanted a baby. What you mean you want a baby? You want a baby now? You want a new baby? Well, why you say you wanted a baby? You got it. When did you want a baby? You can take yourself off mute. Unmute yourself. I quit teaching in that time period you wanted a baby. I got it. And you sure did get it, then. You sure got a baby. You got exactly what you wanted. Perfect. Okay. All right. So who want to come out? Who want to answer the question? What are some of the ways in which you play small, you sabotage your energy for 2022? If you don't want to share, hey, it's okay. I can tell y'all mine. I could show y'all some of the ways in which I play small. You know what I'm saying? And number one, that was by one of the things that I felt like I sometimes have had, talking the past, have had an issue with is seeing somebody's potential. And because I see their potential, I'll be like, come on, we're going to do it together. You can come on over here with me. And then when that happens, they come on over and they treat me like shit. I deserve it. I deserve it because I shouldn't have opened the door for somebody who didn't show the evidence of them being ready. Okay. Sometimes when we do this, we don't realize how much you're doing it because you're sabotaging yourself. Why? Because sometimes you just want to have somebody to walk with you. Come on, I want to walk with you. Together we can get there. Now, sometimes you got to go by yourself. Sometimes you need to do that for yourself. So one of the ways in which I felt like I shrunk myself was trying to bring people on board with me so that I didn't feel like I had to go at it alone. Okay. And doing that, I still had to go at it alone. So either way, it still didn't do nothing but prolong the time and prolong the energy of me realizing that some of this stuff I'm going to have to do it by myself so that the energy from me and me moving forward is going to only attract the people who are on my level. Meaning that moving forward, if you ain't got the evidence that you already doing this, like, and I'm talking about evidence, like I can see it, not just you just got it written down on paper. I'm talking about evidence. I can see it in your life. I can see it in your social media. I can see it in your body. That I need real hardcore evidence before I say, come on, let's go. We can do it together. Because all that stuff before only slowed me down. And again, it ain't no fault to them because I did it to myself. So this ain't me blaming nobody. This is what Gigi did, because I always sometimes want to bring people along because I feel like come on, you can do it with me. No, you can't do it with me, because if you don't have the evidence of you already doing it, then at some part along this way, you're going to be mad at me. Some part along this way, you're going to come back and we're going to have some type of argument, disagreement, because now you want me to do more for you than I'm willing to do. And I'm not going to do that. And that's what that has to do with. So one of the ways in which I feel like I play it small is welcoming people to my space and putting them on my platform and on my page when they ain't been ready. Okay. And that's all been my fault. All right. Let's see what y'all wrote down. Okay. In my business and feelings of worthiness. Right. In your business. Come on now. This is, understand that your business needs you and needs you big. So you ain't got to shrink. You ain't got to be small. You got to play it small. All you got to do is say yes to it and watch the universe is going to show up and give you all the energy that you need to be in your worthy space. Okay. Stacy, I accepted to do far too much quality work for far too little pay. Come on, baby. When I tell you the price is going up, okay, 2023, oh, my price is going up on everything. Everything. If you want access to me, you want to constantly work with me, it's going up. Why? Because I know that one sitting with me, one session with me and me talking to you and helping you to see is going to greatly change your life. Okay. I got clients who are quadrupling their money, their opportunities. Why? From one time. So I can't play a smile no more. I can't be like, oh, I want people to afford me. No, I don't. That ain't my problem. My problem ain't to work out how you can afford me. That's not my issue. You understand what I'm saying, Stacey? So the quality work, too much quality. And you know what happens when you give people quality and don't charge for it? They treat you like it's cheap, baby. That's what they do. They make you feel like it ain't worth nothing when you know it's worth way more than what you put out there. But because you're trying to work with people, no, put out there what you are worth. Okay. And whatever that is, let that be the trajectory for the energy that you receive, because the universe want to give it to you. It'll be a lot easier for you to work with 3 or 4 clients that's paying you at top dollar than to work with 50 clients that's paying you at the bottom. because them clients are paying you at the bottom, go work your ass crazy for that little bit of money. When if you go ahead and say, no, I'm accepting 3 clients at 5,000, that right there is going to pay you. And guess what? They're going to show up ready to do all the work. I've had more people cancel on me for free. When I used to do free sessions on Wednesdays, which I don't do no more, I used to have so many cancellations. Everybody was canceling, not showing up. Why? Because it was free. So they didn't value it. But when I stopped doing it, oh, when my clients that pay me top dollar for my sessions now, baby, they show up, they have pen and paper ready, they ready to do their homework. Why? Because it's a value, so they value what they're paying. So you have to understand, people will pay for value. Why you think people out here buying Balenciaga bags and all these types of stuff, going over to Colombia, getting their BBLs and getting all this stuff that they paying top dollar for? Why? Because it's value. Okay, so you got to be in a space of value. All right, Jamaica, I don't charge my clients what I know I should for my services, and I don't want to promote myself on social media. I want to hide. Well, we ain't doing that no more. We're not doing that. That is done. We're not doing, and I understand, because sometimes in that space of doing that, like I said, not necessarily want to promote yourself, is also putting, you got to put the work in, right? Not only putting the work in, you have to show up for yourself. And that showing up for yourself is what's going to bring you those clients that's going to pay you what you know you're worth. So a lot of that sabotaging, not want to do, is by playing it smart. That's that whole Jupiter saying, come on, let's do it. So we ain't doing it no more. And I'm glad you said it, because now I can be in your ear like, hey, where's the social media post? Where's the stuff I need to see, Jamaica? That's gonna be me on you. Y'all told y'all I'm gonna be the Aries in y'all pockets. And y'all, when y'all look up, it's gonna be me in your inbox. Like, I remember what you said in class. Where you at? What you got going on? Y'all gonna be annoyed with me, okay? Just call me Jupiter and Aries, because that's what I'm gonna be for you. You understand? So I understand, baby. Trust me. I'm with you. I'm right there with you. All right, Couture, same as Stacey, always talking myself out of an opportunity because I didn't believe people really believed in my work. Girl, when I tell you your work is so great, and I'm glad to see you stepping out of that. You understand? Because your work is amazing, Couture. All you got to do is keep on that. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it, mama. You understand? And what's going on now? I already told you, me and you had a session too. So you already know what we're working on. You already know what the trajectory is of things. You understand what I'm saying? But that energy right there, and what's this other part? You say, believe in your work and being a people pleaser. Oh, listen to me. When I tell you everybody in this room got some of that problem, we all got that problem, being the people pleaser. But we done broke up with that part of ourselves. We don't need that no more. The only people we pleasing is ourselves, okay? Everybody else, you kick rocks. If you didn't benefit off my people pleasing before this cycle right here, then guess what? You never gonna know it. Because I'm not doing it no more. And none of y'all doing it no more. We all done broke up with that part, because that people-pleasing thing it only makes you dry. Okay. It doesn't make you have a juicy life. You are tired and exhausted, because now you gotta people please this person and keep up with this. It's like you gotta keep doing that stuff. And then you're not getting anything back. What are you getting back off of people pleasing? Nothing. Right? So understanding that cycle that I feel like we picked up from the generations before us, like our mamas were people pleaser. Okay. They ain't have that was their way that they got through life, right? It's by not necessarily saying what needs to be said and just saying, I'm gonna just say what sounds nice. The time is up for that. We're not doing it no more. All right. Yeah, what Jamaica said, I did that too. Yes, ma'am, you sure do. Yes, more so. And I tell you all the time, you are a huge supporter of everybody else. If y'all ever go to Leslie's page, she promotes everybody's stuff. If you ever want to know what's going on with folks, Leslie's gonna show you. But ask her what's going on with her stuff. Where her stuff at? Don't be hiding under the blanket. You remember, come on up off that moon. You are a huge supporter, and I appreciate you, because my stuff be in there too. But where is your stuff? Okay, what are you doing? Come on, Miss Bone Reader. You sell bone sets. You sell a doggone massage butter, pain butter that will knock a pain out in less than 60 seconds. Where is it? Can we see it, please? Same for you, Jamaica. Where's your stuff? I want to see your stuff. You also be supporting people all the time. Can we see what you do, please? Thank you, ma'am. All right, Missy, allow myself to attract people on a lower vibration. Oh, woohoo. And say, oh, they'll get better. I can help them get better. I know it told me back. Yes, ma'am. I did that all 2022. Okay. And I had a huge awakening in July, August of 2022, a huge one, when it all came walk back. I was like, oh, why is they treating me like this? You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't deserve it. They treat you like that when they don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to only hold us back. And it is a guaranteed way in which we are being small. Okay. Because you have to shrink yourself to bring smaller people on the level, right? We ain't doing it no more because it's only holding us back from the multitude of things that we keep saying that we want. We can have it right now. If we stop going backwards and looking back and trying to come on up here. No, they need to come up there. They need to walk up there or glide or bike ride. However they got to get up there, they need to get up there. It's no more us stopping and reaching back. Okay. All right, Cher. I didn't take action. I had contacts and I didn't use them to help with starting the business. I also didn't speak what I truly felt when dealing with others. See what I'm saying? So if you got contacts, you're not using them. When it comes down to saying that these are opportunities that you want to get into a different part of yourself, then you have to just be honest and say, oh, I just wasn't ready. Okay. That's what we talked about last class. If we're not ready, we could just say that we're not ready, but understand that these opportunities and things are here because we have been calling them. So if you're going to keep calling the opportunities and they're going to keep showing up, we got to get ready. We got to say yes. Okay. It's going to be a little crazy. Gonna hit you, knock you over a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because you ain't used to it, but it's what you need. It's what's going to train your wheels and get you into the space of getting exactly what you need. We got to stop being afraid of the level of bigness, okay? Stop being afraid of the judgment that's going to come with the bigness. Because guess what? You being judged by shrinking yourself. So which one would you rather? Would you rather have a judgment on the small person or the judgment when you being big? Give me the big judgment. Okay, give me the Oprah and the Beyonce judgment. Give me that level, you know what I'm saying? Because this small level stuff that I'm going through and the small money that I'm getting behind this, y'all, no, I don't want that no more. I'm done. I broke up with that part of myself. I don't need it no more, okay? I'm playing small, thinking I need someone else to produce my podcast. The person who I met that was the producer exited himself from the equation when I told him I needed him to teach me how to do the setup myself because I'm not staying in Atlanta. For about 5 minutes, I was like, what the fuck am I going to do now? I immediately called my friend who is a YouTube expert, and I'm more of what I really need for branding on YouTube than I would have with the other person. The energy corrected itself when I was honest about what I truly needed. Yes, because it's a thing. Sometimes you'll be calling people in and they already know that you're bigger than them. They already know it. And because they already know that you're bigger than them, they'll sabotage your shit because you already giving the energy of sabotage when you show up with them, when you're asking them to come help you. So sometimes when people like, oh, my friend did this to me. No, you allowed your friend to come in and they did that to you because you was already in the energy of sabotage when you attracted that energy, when you went for it. So I'm glad to see that you said that because you don't need nobody else to produce it. Because if you let somebody else produce it, it's not going to be what you want anyway. So again, it's going to be sabotaged. It's going to be smaller than what you can possibly go for. You are a jack of clubs, baby. This is what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be out here. We're supposed to be the example, okay, of what to go and what to do. And sometimes that means we're going to fall a little bit, but it's okay because Jupiter is going to pick you up and give you more every time that you do it. So don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of that because failure sometimes gets you exactly where you need to go. Okay, let me give y'all a little example. Moana, okay? Remember when Moana didn't know nothing? She didn't know how to doggone operate the doggone boat to go where she was going. And she wound up crashing and doing everything she did. And she was mad and pissed off as hell. But what happened in the interim of it? She wound up landing exactly where she needed to be. You hear what I'm saying? So don't be afraid. That's why I said earlier, you don't need a degree. You don't need all this education sometimes that you think that you need that gets in the way. Just Jupiter that thing. Jump in there. Aries and Jupiter, jump out there. Soon as you jump out there, the boat may crack. You may fall in the water, but the moment you fall in the water, guess what? You're going to learn how to swim, and you're going to be in a bed. You turn into a mermaid. You get everything that you want. You always want to be a mermaid anyway, so you get exactly what you want. Okay? Stop thinking that you're not going to achieve unless somebody else help you to get there. That is false. You got everything that you need is already pre-existing inside of you. All you got to do is say yes to it. Okay? I think he wanted me to be dependent. Of course he did. And the thing is, you acted as if you did want to be dependent on. That's part of the sabotage. That's part of the shrinkage. That's part of what Jupiter's saying. No, we're not doing that this time, because you've done that before. We've all done that before. You've all felt like you wasn't going to level up unless somebody helped you. And then the moment you did that, you learned a hard lesson in the interim of it. Y'all got me? Do y'all have y'all homework, or do y'all understand what y'all need to work on for this Sagittarius season? Type yes or no in the chat. Shamika says yes. Gina says yes. Stacy says yes. Erica says yes. Mitzi said yes. Leslie says yes. Please review. Please review what? Your homework? What you need to do directly? Do you know what you need to do directly? Okay. So I already said the gratitude, right? We know that we need to activate a gratitude. I'm going to send y'all the gratitude thing that I use. That's going to be one part of it. Studying your Sagittarius placements. Okay. Wherever you have Sag, study it. Whatever house is in. So for example, if you have Venus in Sagittarius, the first thing you're going to study is Venus in Sagittarius. If you have Sagittarius in the 4th house, you're going to study Venus in Sagittarius in the 4th house. Okay. You can also just study Sagittarius in the 4th house. You can also study Venus in the 4th house. Do it as many ways in the combination as you need. Okay. So you're going to study Jupiter as well, your Jupiter placement. What sign is your Jupiter in? What house is your Jupiter in? You're going to study those. So if you got Jupiter in Aries, you're going to study Jupiter in Aries. If you got Jupiter in Aries in the 7th, you study Jupiter in Aries in the 7th, as well as studying Aries in the 7th. Okay? You got me? As well as, if you want to just, is somebody going to say something?
Yeah, I've got a question.
Okay, come on.
You know, when you say trust your dreams,
Yep.
Like the dreams I have a lot of dreams, very detailed, remember all of them, super interesting. And I talk about them all the time because they're so interesting, but they don't make any sense. And even when I like look them up, it's so out of the box. They're not even like in like the dream book or something.
Press pause. You just use keywords, right? So understand that dreams equate to keywords. The keyword you just said was out of the box. You know what represents out of the box in astrology?
No, Uranus.
Come on, baby. You said it. Yes. So if you don't think it makes sense, you just made sense of it right then. It just told you to get out of your box. Get out of the restriction of thinking that, oh, it's got to make this kind of sense in order for me to adapt to it. No, it doesn't. It's just telling you that you're going big. It's big on a scale. And it's telling you to get out of the confinements of thinking that it always has to make a certain sense in order for you to apply it. You see how easy that was?
Yes. I just needed you to clarify. And you did.
You just needed your Jupiter Aries, baby. I got you, honey. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So this is what we're doing. Understand that we're going to use Sag to get big. Why? Because everything that y'all working on right now needs to be the trajectory and the foundation for the next 6 months. What you are studying is giving you indications of what you need to employ for the next 6 months. So whether that be the dream state, whether that be the travel state, right? Whether that be the not being afraid to also, again, be the teacher and the student. The Sag is the teacher and the student. So learn and also educate. You know what I'm saying? Meaning like share. When you learn something about something, share it. It's only going to expand. It's going to give you room and opportunity for more. Okay? So use everything and make sure that when y'all step into, we may have one more class. Depends on how my schedule goes for the rest of the month. I'm traveling a lot because I'm using Sagittarius to do what it say do. Okay. So depending on where I am for this month, we may have one more class to wrap it up, but don't hold me to it. because if we don't have it, you still know what you need to do. So you work this energy, and when we step into their version of 2023, because y'all should be in 2023 right now. You should be already doing it. You should be already working the plans. You should already be looking at your money, what you want to come in money-wise. All that should be happening right now. If you're not doing it right now, it's okay. Study and do it now. Don't wait until January 1st. Go at it right now. Go ahead and put those things in place so that from now to the next 6 months, every day you take closer and closer into 2023, your vibration is picking up momentum. You're not waiting with the pack. Okay, so if working out is one of those things you want to do, don't wait to do your New Year's resolution on New Year's Day. Do them now. Okay, work your homework. Y'all, when y'all get this playback and y'all watch it back and you realize that you have a question or something pops up, email me. Send me an email. Say, hey, I'm working on this. Gigi, I need a little help or whatever. Now, again, I'm going to be traveling a lot. So if it seems like I done gone too long and I ain't answered you, hit me up on social media. We all following each other. So just tell me, hey, girl, I sent you the message over there. Did you get it? Nope, I didn't. What is it that you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? So I can give you more energy and give you more vibration so that you can go ahead and get started now. Okay? Y'all got it? All righty. That's all I got for y'all.